What is up, everybody? It is Wick here, and I'm going to talk about the photo box that I use for all my eBay listings and even some Amazon listings. I've been getting this question a lot recently about my photo box. I've had it in some videos, and I actually made a video about it when I first bought it years ago now, probably 6 years ago, I would imagine, 7 maybe. But I thought I'd do an update video on it and talk about why I like it so much. I've probably tried at least a dozen other photo boxes. Having the YouTube channel, random companies will send me photo boxes, ask me to do reviews and that sort of thing. I've tried a lot of them, and this is the one that I use daily. And that photo box is the Amazon Basics photo box. And if you're not familiar with Amazon Basics, that's just the Amazon brand. They make charger cables, coffee, batteries, all kinds of things. And you'd think just a kind of off-brand wouldn't be that great of a photo box, but I have not come across one that I like better. It's large, it's bright, it's foldable, the easiest one to put up and take down in my opinion. The size is 25 by 30 by 25 inches, which is actually quite big. And if I need any space bigger than that, if something don't fit in my photo box, it's easy enough just to collapse, and I use the table and just take a photo with the ring light, which I use a newer brand ring light, which I also have a review of that on the channel somewhere. But I also like to use that with the Amazon photo box. And it's not because it's not really bright enough, but just because I can get some better front light in if it happens to be like an item that's overhanging and causing shadows coming from the front. That ring light will just light it up. But you can also have the foldable flap that comes down and kind of open the little flap and take a photo through there, and it'll reflect back. And that's perfectly fine. A lot of people don't realize it's not as much about the lights in your photo box, but more of your camera settings. If you're using a smartphone, it's a newer smartphone, it's got a really good camera, because not all cameras are the same. You should be able to change the ISO settings, the white balance, stuff like that. You're gonna get a much better photo, you know, with the white background being a lot brighter. I won't go over all the settings and stuff like that because I'm no expert when it comes to that. I just do what I have to do to get by, change it until it looks good. Of course, if you want to see examples of the photo box in action, you can check my eBay store with the link in the description and see all the photos I've taken with it. And I don't try to take really good photos, right? I just, whatever settings my camera's at, just as long as I can take a clear photo and get those things listed on eBay. You can run them through like AI programs now to completely remove the background and do all this fancy stuff. I don't have time for that. I just want to get the listings up and have them good enough that people say, hey, that looks good, I want to buy it. But let's talk about some of the things I really like about this photo box. One is the size. Of course, like I said, it's bright enough to take good photos. The quality of it's good, and my favorite thing is just how easy it is to put up and take down. So some of the photo boxes that I've tried in the past, they're fine, they get the job done, you know, as long as they light up good enough, you can take good photos with them. The problem is when you try to take these things down, it is such a hassle, and it actually affects your listing if you're somebody that has to take it down and up. I was doing it on the dining room table at first before I had a dedicated spot. So pretty much every day I was putting up a photo box, taking it down. And if you have a photo box that's hard to deal with, you're going to be like, I don't really want to list today. And then you think about putting up that photo box and it's like, I really don't want to list today. But with this, it's just as simple as like pulling the flap over and pulling up the bottom, and it just collapses right away. It's easy to carry around if you need to, easy to store since it's flat. I mean, it is large, even closed, but still you can put it under a bed, put it in a closet. I usually just sit it off to the side because I'm going to be opening it up again more than likely within the next day or so. And also you'll find if you have a nice photo box, large enough to hold your things, it's not causing you stress, it's much easier to be productive and get things done. I also like that there's spot on the top you can take photos with it completely shut. On the front it has these flaps with a magnetic end that just snaps into place so they're not falling and getting in your way. Very well made. So if you have anything reflective that you're taking a photo of, you don't want a picture, you know, of a glass vase of your naked body in front of it, you know, taking photos, you can pull that down and just open the flap and stick your hand in there, stick the camera, stand off to the side, and it will pretty much alleviate that. So very nice to have all that at your disposal. And there's one thing I don't like about it, and it's definitely not a deal breaker, and that's the fact that it doesn't have a power switch, an on and off switch. So there's a power supply that's plugged in, and you just just plug it into the side, right? That's all you do. When you're done, you unplug it. Of course, you can get a power strip and have next to it, so you just turn off and on the power strip if you want to. It's no big deal to me. You know, it's just one extra time I have to bend over to pick up that cord to plug it in. It's probably good I'm getting that extra exercise, but for how much it costs, which I guess is kind of a negative, but really when you compare other photo boxes of the same size that aren't near as good quality, it's really not that bad. And right now I think it's like $117 on Amazon. When I got it, I paid $140 for it, and I definitely don't regret it. I'm gonna try to get this video out on Thanksgiving morning, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. So hopefully you can catch a Black Friday deal. I don't know if this is going to be on sale. I'll have links in the description for, you know, everything I talk about in this video, including this photo box. So you can check that to see if there's a Black Friday deal or if there's any other sort of deal. I've seen this go down as low as $60. Just, I know when it's not even Black Friday, sometimes there's sales. If you're serious about eBay, $117 is a completely fair price. I say jump on it whenever you feel like you need it. But at $60, I mean, I think it's just a must-have buy compared to what else I've used. And I've used some photo boxes that are a bit larger than this one, but like I said, trying to get those things set up, it's insane, and they don't really stay up on their own very well. This really does. Now, I've had some people in the past tell me they don't like it because it's hard to clean because the white gets dirty very easy, which, yeah, it does. It's kind of this vinyl, but I don't understand what people are talking about when it's hard to clean. Like if you're just using water and it's got like black marks and smears and dirt on it, it's probably not going to work out. Honestly, what I use, and I'll give you a tip here that maybe you can use on any photo box, you know, even if you don't have this one, if you have like the vinyl white background, is just get some Goo Gone and spray on those spots. Use a paper towel. It cleans it up. Like you'd be surprised how much dirt the Goo Gone just pulls out of that white. Then you can just wipe it up with a paper towel, and then I use some of my actual cleaner I use for shoes. Just dab a little bit of that on a cloth and just wipe it up and clean it up that way. It completely cleans it. Some of the more cheaper photo boxes, they have more of like a cloth backdrop, and those are actually hard to clean because you can't really wipe them that well. But there it is, everybody. If you're in the market for a photo box, photo studio, that's what I would go with. If you really want to take your photography to the next level, just make sure that your camera is good, has good settings. Look up some videos on the best settings for that. The ring light really does help, especially if you need to take a photo of something on the floor or on a table because it's too big for the photo box. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. I appreciate you watching. This has been Wick. Till next time.